Before we start, I wanted to mention a few things. If you've watched my channel at all, you know that I'm not a fan of race swaps or gender swaps or any kind of swaps that prevent the character from being presented as they are in the source material. I have this video that talks about that, and this one also touches on it a little bit. And if you go through my videos about some of those Disney Plus series, I think it'll give a clear indication of where I land on most of these topics. But somehow liking Thunderbolts has made me into public enemy number one. One guy even called me a Democrat for some reason, and I'm having trouble connecting the dots on that one because I don't really follow politics. So maybe someone can explain how liking the Thunderbolts makes me a Democrat? And some people are seeing my personal opinion as a personal attack on them. You heard that right. The mere act of enjoying a movie instead of stewing in a cesspool of cynicism is considered an act of war to some people. On more than one occasion on my channel, I have urged people to use their own brains and develop their own opinions instead of just going along with what everybody on YouTube says. Clearly, these people attacking me in the comments did not get the memo. I posted a short on Friday after I got out of the theater. I said that I enjoyed the movie and I couldn't imagine what the criticisms were going to be. That was it. It was about 15 seconds, and I stand by it. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. After I posted it, it was pretty much crickets. Until after the Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic posted their reviews, it was like the floodgates opened. It was almost as if these people were waiting for those reviews to come out before they attacked, like they were waiting for marching orders. A couple of commenters were severely triggered just because I liked a movie. It was shocking and a little bit hilarious. You gotta go see the comments. Whether you agree or disagree about the movie itself, you gotta see these unhinged takes. These dudes were getting really upset about a 15-second video, so I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, yeah, I did enjoy Thunderbolts, and once again for context, I don't go into movies looking for reasons to hate them like the rest of YouTube, so I went in with an open mind. When I watch a movie, I literally suspend disbelief the way you're supposed to. If something absurd happens in a movie, it never bothers me. When you take into account all the absurdities in 80s movies, there's nothing that can happen in today's films that'll even make me blink. I go to the movies to be entertained, not to find flaws, not to pick them apart. I go to turn off my brain and just enjoy the ride, and then I develop my own opinion. And here's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. Opinions are not facts. Opinions are not universal. Opinions on things like entertainment are shaped by life experience and personal perspective. And by perspective, I literally mean how you see things, how you see the world. If you enjoy life, you can find joy in anything. If not, well, you might spend 2 full days blowing up the comments on a YouTube short in which I stated that I liked a movie. I mean, seriously, some of you are just plain miserable. With that in mind, my glass was half full. For starters, the whole concept was kind of cool to me. You take a bunch of B-list Marvel characters, smash them together like a little kid playing with action figures, and hope for a cool outcome. And that's what happened here. I like Florence Pugh as the Black Widow, but I do think it's a downgrade from Scarlett Johansson. That's kind of reflective of what's happening in Hollywood today. No one is allowed to be hot anymore. So rather than give us Black Widow that looks like this, they gave us Black Widow that looks like this. Which is fine because her personality does make up for it. A lot of people talked about her accent. That didn't bother me at all. And then there's the Red Guardian. There was a line in there where he said he missed the glory. He missed walking down the street and having people run up to him. He missed everybody admiring him. And I think that's why I identify with this character. In my younger days, I was a bit of a rock star, and just like Red Guardian, I'm past my prime, a little wider in the waistline, and I do miss the glory days. So yeah, I totally love this character, probably for that reason. I absolutely hated John Walker in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but here we got some insight into why he is the way he is. I thought it gave the character depth, and although I still don't like him, I do understand him now, and sometimes understanding someone is enough. Then there was Ghost, who was basically a filler character. Not a whole lot there, but her powers were necessary in certain parts of the plot. She was there as more of a plot device than a character, but I'm okay with that. As I stated, I'm not going to pick apart every little thing. So I was perfectly fine knowing that she was more of a tool than a person. There was Bucky, who I have repeatedly stated that I think should be Captain America right now. He was the reluctant hero in this one. He's a senator now and doesn't have time for all this stuff, but he got sucked in because he was trying to build a case against Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And let me pause for a second. Have you ever noticed how they pronounce her middle name? They pronounce it Louis. Where's the S? Why isn't it Louise? Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Nope, Julia Louis. I don't get that. It's always been weird to me. But anyway, speaking of Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I'm still not sure who she was in the comics. I'll admit it's been a while since I've had a subscription at my local comic shop, but I'm not really sure who she is or where she came from or anything. I'm just glad they didn't get Viola Davis to play the character. I think we can all be thankful for that. Then there was Bob. Bob was the most likable character in the entire film. He was this timid, little shy, unassuming guy with the powers of a god. I don't want to say too much about this character because I don't want to give anything away or build any expectations for anyone, but I'll just say that I really did enjoy the character and leave it at that. Then there was the Taskmaster. In my lead up to this video, I made another video where I inadvertently went off on a tangent because I hated this character so much. Not only did the character suck, but what the character represented sucked as well. She was the harbinger of girl power in Marvel Phase 4. I talk more about that in this video, but here, well, unlike some people, I don't want to spoil anything, so let's move on. I guess the real story begins when Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character sent all the agents on her payroll to the same place at the same time to take each other out. Did you get that? It wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't just so convenient. It was that they were all sent there at the same time to the same place by their boss. They were supposed to take each other out as a way of destroying the evidence, so to speak. That's when they meet Bob and everything is set into motion. A lot of people have complained about the humor in this film, but I didn't feel like it was oversaturated with that or anything. And I absolutely hate movies that take themselves too seriously. Did you ever see Underworld? I guess there were like 5 or 6 of those, and I only saw the first one. I never felt the need to watch another one because there was zero levity. There was nothing to break the tension. I felt tense the entire time I was watching it. And sometimes when you could just feel that a quip belonged right there, they would ignore it and instead stay stoic and gothic and serious. Yeah, I'm just not that emo. I don't mind the occasional joke, and that's what was in this movie. Occasional jokes. I also like the way the characters bonded in this film. It seemed organic and real. It didn't seem forced or artificial at all. And a lot of people are focusing on the mental health aspects of this. That just sounds like projection to me, because I didn't get any of that. But my favorite aspect of this was the redemption arcs. Everyone got one. Well, almost everyone. Again, I don't want to give anything away, like some people did, but let's just say that instead of a character getting redemption, in this one instance, Marvel got the redemption. They redeemed themselves. This was total fan service, and I was ecstatic. Great job, MCU. Overall, I was thoroughly satisfied. I've heard people complaining about the ending, too. Again, I don't want to give anything away here, but something a little confusing and sudden happens. And I think that for a moment it brings the audience into the film, because the momentary confusion followed by a sudden realization that the audience feels is mirrored on the screen by the characters. The way everything wrapped up was extremely satisfying for anyone who's not a cynical YouTuber that relies on negativity to get clicks. So here's the question, should you see it? I don't know. Maybe you could do what one of my commenters did. This dude explicitly stated that he gets all of his opinions from YouTubers and trailers, so he doesn't need to watch any movies to know that they're all bad. And then he followed it up by telling me that I don't think for myself. Seriously. After seeing everyone else's review of this thing, I think I may be the only person on this platform that actually liked it. But he's telling me that I don't think for myself? Again, I'll link the short in the description and you can go see what this dude had to say. But I've noticed there's a weird trend in film criticism lately, and by lately I mean the last 5 years or so, where people pretend that plot devices are some kind of writing failure, that coincidences are a sign of lazy storytelling, that if a character arrives somewhere at just the right time, or if the key to the vault just happens to be inside the vault, then the movie is somehow broken. So again, should you see it? Only if you're willing to suspend disbelief and enjoy the ride. Only if you understand that plot devices are necessary to drive a story forward. Only if you can acknowledge that coincidences are valid devices in any narrative, whether it's TV, movies, or even novels. And you know what else? MacGuffins are sometimes essential to keep a story moving forward, and callbacks are not always member berries, you guys. Sometimes they're just cool callbacks. So if you can wrap your head around the fact that every movie in the history of cinema has had all of those things, then maybe you should see it. As for me, I plan to see it again this week, and I can't wait until it comes to home viewing so I can have a Captain America 4 Thunderbolts marathon. Anyway, that's it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Tell me all the reasons I'm an idiot in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, click notifications, and I will see you next time.